Bitcoin saw a huge dump yesterday and a lot of liquidations came in. In today's video I will tell you everything about how this dump could happen for Bitcoin and what we can expect for Bitcoin in the next week. I will have a look at a lot of different time frames for Bitcoin. I will look at some Bitcoin news and I will also look at the Bitcoin ETFs. I will discuss two altcoins with you, that will be Cardano and Vechain. So slap up that like button and let's dive right into the charts. We can see Bitcoin had a massive rejection from this big resistance level on the daily time frame. This big resistance level is a little bit too strong now and we can see a huge rejection coming into the market. Yesterday I talked about these two scenarios for Bitcoin and that we could potentially see a break from this level, but we saw a huge rejection and now we have to come back down a little bit. This was something I was saying, you always have to think in scenarios, and the bearish scenario is playing out for now. So keep in mind that we can come further back down to the $67,500 and we can see Bitcoin is holding the uptrend very well. We can see a lot of touch points as support, and yesterday we came back to this support and we bounced a little bit back up. So this support is getting respected, and yeah, if we can maintain this support to the top side, then we can eventually see this price is getting squeezed in this huge apex, and eventually Bitcoin has to pick a side. And yeah, you can see the trend is up, and most of the times the trend will continue. So I will expect a break to the top side, a retest of the previous resistance to turn it into support, and from there you can aim for higher targets. If we break this big resistance on the top side, then we can see a next all-time high very soon after. But keep in mind that we can also see the bearish scenario playing out, and that we're going to see this price squeeze, break to the downside, retest the previous support into resistance, and then come further back down. But personally I think the bullish scenario will play out because yesterday we also saw a huge inflow of money into the Bitcoin ETFs. We saw 131 million flowing into the Bitcoin ETFs. We saw BlackRock buying in for almost 170 million. So that is still insane, and we are rising very fast with cumulative inflows into the Bitcoin ETF. So I don't expect that we're going to see a stagnation very soon, and that will only pump the price of Bitcoin very hard. And yeah, this is the reason why Bitcoin dumped is because we saw a lot of liquidations coming into the market. We saw more than 300 million in longs getting wrecked. This is actually a very good thing to see because a lot of people were over leveraged to the upside, so a lot of people were in longs. And that means that everyone was thinking that we were going up. So yeah, the market was having too much longs, and then Bitcoin flushed the longs out, they get liquidated, and now we can continue the uptrend without all those longs. So this is actually a very healthy thing to see. And yeah, in bull markets you just get corrections every time, and this is nothing new in the crypto space. And another news article about the Bitcoin ETF, a lot of traders will say that this Bitcoin ETF will ignite a parabolic run for Bitcoin. And if you remain steady around the 70,000, yeah, and with a lot of buying pressure into the Bitcoin ETFs, we will most likely see an all-time high in June. And yeah, my prediction is still that we are going to see a new all-time high in June of this year. So keep in mind that we are still early in the bull cycle, and I expect that we are in for a very, very big bull cycle. The huge inverse head and shoulders I've been talking about was also running into resistance. We can see this neckline resistance getting reached earlier this week. And we can of course see a big rejection now yesterday. But keep in mind that we are still creating higher lows on the daily time frame. We can see higher lows forming. And yeah, if we create another higher low, that means the uptrend is still intact. And we can maybe aim for a revisit of this resistance and eventually break it. Retest this previous resistance as support and then come further back up. So yeah, the trend is still up. And don't forget that the trend is your friend until it ends. So I expect that we're going to see a break to the top side and then continue the uptrend. But of course, if we invalidate the trend and create a lower low, then we are going to see more bearish price action coming into the market for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin also created a CME gap yesterday. We can see the CME gap is around the $69,259. So yeah, I expect that Bitcoin will be trading around this level for the coming weekend, and eventually we will see a close of this price. And we don't want to leave any gaps open because then we can just trade freely after that. So yeah, I don't expect a lot of volatility because yesterday we already saw a huge dump happening for Bitcoin. So I expect that we're going to see a slow weekend. And the first altcoin I want to discuss with you is Cardano. Yesterday I was posting on my Twitter channel about Cardano and that we are very close to a breakout to the top side. We were already hitting the 50 cents mark. So that was about to happen, and now then we all know what happened. Bitcoin had a very big dump, but we can see Cardano was in this consolidation phase, and yeah, yesterday we retested this support again, and look how beautiful this support is getting respected. And maybe we can see a bounce from this level and create more bullish price action for Cardano, maybe break to the top side and then continue the uptrend. But for now we have to be a little bit patient, and if we go lower, then this will be my first big support area for Cardano. And if we break this consolidation pattern to the top side, I think this will be a very first big resistance level. We can see a lot of touch points here as resistance and support, and we can see on the downside a lot of touch points happening here. So we can consider this as a support area, and we can consider this as a big resistance area to the top side. So we have to be a little bit patient for what Cardano is going to do. But eventually I think Cardano will most likely hit multiple dollars in the coming bull run, because I think Cardano is still the sleeping giant. And yeah, we will see a lot of bullishness coming into the market. But first, Bitcoin has to create a new all-time high, and then altcoins can follow the footsteps of Bitcoin. Another altcoin I want to discuss with you, and I discussed it lately in my videos, is Vechain. We can see Vechain at this big support area, and also yesterday with the big dump of Bitcoin, we saw this support is getting a little bit hold strong. We were also in this downtrend. We can see multiple touch points on the top side as resistance, and eventually this price is getting squeezed into this apex, and we need to see a decision for Vechain. So either way, we go to break to the top side, retest it as support, and then aim for higher targets. Or we can also see the bearish scenario playing out, and then we're going to see a break below the support, retest this as resistance, and then come further back down. But on a higher time frame, we can see this is a very critical support for Vechain, because we had a lot of touch points in the past, and we need to hold this support, and otherwise we will visit lower levels. So this is the support to hold for Vechain, and if we go lower than this, then we need to be a little bit more bearish. But for now, nothing really changed, and we will see a continuation of this consolidation pattern, and eventually we will need to pick a side. But let me know what you think about Vechain in the comments, and what your price prediction for Vechain is in this bull run. I hope you find this video useful. Follow me on Twitter, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.